Hello, my name is Mudjo2 and this will be my AGDQ submission for Faux story mode in Crypt of the NecroDancer. So right now we're on the story mode select screen and you can see it says play as cadence, then melody, then aria in one go. So the reason why I said Faux story mode is because that screen has all that good stuff, but it means unseated runs back to back. So the problem with that is if this was going to end up being a race, it's very bad for racing the in-game implementation just because there's no way to guarantee seeding between multiple people playing a story mode run at once, which means there would be like unfair differences in item generation and enemy spawns and the way levels generate and all that stuff. So instead what we're suggesting is a seeded story mode of sorts, which would mean a seeded cadence run, then a seeded melody run, then a seeded aria run back to back to back, without the player actually knowing the seeds beforehand, so it is still blind. But the nice thing with that is if you die like midway through, so the way it works in the game currently is if I were to die on melody like halfway through my run, the run is basically scrapped and you have to reset from scratch. But for the sake of like marathon safety, if we went with this approach, you could die on melody, but instead of like resetting all the way back to cadence and losing like 6 minutes of a cadence run and then like 30 seconds of a melody run, you could just restart the melody seed and only lose like 30 seconds, which is much better. So we won't be doing this screen, but we will go back to cadence and start a seeded cadence run. So we'll just go here and pick a story mode seed for cadence, and we'll go. I have not seen the seed before, so I will be trying my best to complete it as fast as possible. That's an excellent arena. This weapon is really good and could last me like the rest of this run, honestly. So that's a great find. Guess we're checking that for armor or boots, but we didn't get that, but that's fine. That's going to be the way to the shop, so we don't want to go down there. Here's what I was looking for. Alright. So Coral Rip is pretty easy, especially since I have the bomb. We'll just hit it and then do a quick bomb kill. Actually, we don't have to. I can just actually hit it again with the broadsword. So we'll dex it. And that's it. And we'll try purple here for a good ring or spell. Phasing's pretty good, but I need a torch to go along with it to make it really good. Bombs also really help, which I just got one there. Just bomb here to be safe and buy myself a little room. That's really good to find with this build. Even if I don't find a torch anytime soon, I could at least tank hits like that for a while. So the problem now is just figuring out, okay, I think the exit should be like around this way, yeah. So that's good. That's a relatively nice zone too. And we'll be trying for a torch here. Not what I wanted to see. Probably get that health back, but that's fine. That's fine with the armor. And there's my health back. Still really looking for a torch though. That'd be really nice to get. There's the boss. The bow is not really what I want to see. The bow is kind of slow, honestly. Just bomb there. That got a little spooky for a minute, but we're good. Another bomb. Lucky guess. This bat though does not want to cooperate. This will be a little bit slow since I only have 3 damage and Deep Blue's here has 5 health, but it's not the worst thing. And the bomb can only do 4, so at minimum we would have to hit him twice anyway. So here I'll be trying for a torch again. And we finally got one. So now it's just a matter of walking through the walls to the exit, and I'm also going to try to find bombs along my way, because the more of those the better. Although we can do funny stuff like that. And just go on our way. Another bomb here is really good. A lot more bombs there, that's really good. We're basically set for the rest of this run, I think. That was pretty clean. Don't want to foil at this point. Just being really careful there not to get hit by that telemonkey, because that could have set me back a lot. Actually, probably definitely would have, but it's good that he didn't get to hit us. Let's have some spare bombs. We could do this. I'm just gonna... I had to do that dance there just to get Dead Ringer to a line where I needed him to be. Right, I kind of threw that off a little, but we recovered it, so it's all good. And then because we have phasing, we don't need to do any puzzle, we don't need to do any real serious bombing, we'll just do one bomb here. And we'll take out the NecroDancer pretty quick, because he won't be able to spawn anything, because basically he can't really spawn much. He can't spawn at all actually if there's anything living on that many things on the stage. So it's pretty safe. And that would be your cadence seated in story mode, and when you finish that run, which is 7 minutes, pretty solid, not bad, not super fast, but not bad, you would finish this run and go to the lobby. You would pick melody, and then you would go to melody seated as quick as you can, and you would enter your melody story seed. So we'll just pick a melody story seed that I haven't seen before, and go. So Melody's a bit different than Cadence. She doesn't really get any weapons, and all the weapons are removed from her pool, except for some strange bugs having to do with transmogging things. But anyway, she'll only get this golden loot, which basically attacks around her when she moves, and also attacks things around the spot she moved from. It only does 1 damage, and there's no way to increase the damage output, but you can attack a lot of things at once, so she actually is a pretty fast character at high level. Just checking some things here and then going down that trapdoor. but you can notice that she has a bit less health. So my priority is going to be getting some armor for her immediately, and maybe some health too. Health would be nice. That is not the way to the boss, because the room kind of just ends. It's probably bottom right. There's a trapdoor here, but I really want to see what that purple chest is, because it could be something really good. Fireball's pretty good. Not the best, but pretty good. And then this bomb here. Fireball those guys just to buy a little more time. I'm gonna try to swap out this armor, because health is pretty important on Melody since she doesn't have a lot of it. But besides that, we're just gonna try to go. And do some funny tricks like that with exploding mushrooms. I think it's left, I don't think it's right. Yeah, the mole's over there. That's a really good shrine to find. So we're gonna basically get free mapping here, which is excellent. But I'll get this funny little ring that stops me from seeing really well. But that's fine because we'll swap it off as soon as we can. It also lets you steal from shops. So we might be exploiting that pretty soon, depending on... Actually, we're definitely gonna exploit that soon because I'm gonna take a detour this way. Oh, there's a trapdoor here too, that's great. Oh, there's some funny bounce traps here that I can't really see that well because of the ring. Oh, so that shop is really good. It gave me the best armor in the game and the best headgear for Melody. It'll dig around her as she moves, which saves you a lot of time you would be spending digging, obviously. So this run can actually get pretty fast now. The main thing I really need to do now is I need to find a ring. Preferably like regen. Even mana would be good. Peace also is excellent. That would be like another choice. So now all of my mini bosses and the levels themselves will be their easiest possible variation. And and also each room is guaranteed one less enemy to spawn, which is great for Melody. Especially in Zone 4, it really makes a difference. So this one's looking pretty solid, actually. And the darkness also stops certain things from aggroing, unless you actually go to them, which really helps on like this death metal fight. Like that rider didn't aggro until I actually confronted him. I'll use the hand now and save that scroll, because the scroll could be really good. Because I have the minus cap, I'm just going to kind of try to dig a diagonal line through the level. That's like... Zone 4 is basically a box, you know the exit's going to be down in this area. So that went pretty good. I could have tried to telemonkey there if I was feeling adventurous, but I don't have much protection outside of that scroll, so I opted not to. That's a little slower than it could have been, but that's fine. And then what I'm gonna want to do... I could use this scroll in that boss room, which I'm not going to. Or you could use it in the NecroDancer fight coming up to make it actually much easier. Which is what I will do. Use it here. And then it's basically free luring on this NecroDancer, because normally a bunch of skeletons spawn here, but with that item they're not going to really spawn. Some of them got through, but that's fine. Most of the hardwares got done pretty quick. And then you just push them into the lava. And that would be it. So like a sub 6, well, that's pretty decent. I'd be shooting like a 5:30 or a 5, but that's a decent time. So after you finish this run, you would quit the lobby, you would select Arya, which she will die in a single hit, and she can't miss any beats. She also only gets the dagger, however she does get damage up items and armor that saves you some hits and things like that. So we'll select Arya and pick an Arya story seed. And as a warning, I might not be talking as much for this part just because Arya requires a lot of concentration. Alright, I apologize for not commentating on that much, but Aria requires a lot of focus to play well. So 728, I'm pretty happy with that for being a bit rusty at Aria. I would obviously be practicing quite a lot more if this were to be accepted. I'd be shooting like a 630, I think. But like 728 cold is really, really good. So I'm pretty happy with that. And all three of those runs together would basically be in Aria a faux story mode run. So normally, if you were doing the game story mode, there would be a timer at the bottom left, just like the normal one, except it would say speedrun and actually just count all three of them as you go through. But if we were to do a faux story, it would just have to have an RTA timer. But that's about the only difference. It would be that and some minor menuing as you switch the characters. But besides that, I think the intent of a story mode run would be pretty close, and it would be much more marathon safe and racer friendly. So yeah, that would be a story mode run, and I hope you enjoyed it.